Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be an update about the WTC that was held last weekend. It's a big tournament in Germany near Osnabruck, and this is in the north of Germany. For us, it was like a 3-hour drive, I believe, and it's one of the biggest tournaments that we have access to. I don't know if there's any tournaments that are way bigger than this, but I kind of doubt it because in the end we were with 160 people playing with these miniatures, and it was a good time. And the venue was also nicely arranged. So it was in a hotel next to the highway where you had unlimited drinks, and you also they provided lunch and dinner, and you still had to pay for some stuff there, obviously. So the bill in the end was, I wouldn't say it was something that you do every week, but then on the other hand, it was well worth the infrastructure that you got for it, basically. And in addition to that, there were also obviously very nice armies. It's basically the video is going to be a loop of different armies, and just to show how amazingly painted some of these are. And then I'm gonna just talk over this. So yeah, the WTC, it's a tournament in a team of 8 players, and well, this is the first time that we went as a team, or I went as part of a team that was actually quite a bit more serious in the game, and also the pairing is then a big part of the tournament. So before you play any matches, what happens basically is that you play 8 different matches with your team against another team, and you have to figure out the pairing yourself. And this is a process that usually takes also half an hour, I think. And yeah, then this kind of loops back to my previous videos about the scale of the game. I am quite a quick player, and I still only managed to finish one of my games, I believe. This is mostly also because, well, the pairing is included in the time slot, and it takes about half an hour. So in the end, you only have 3 hours for your game. And so after deployment, if everybody is quite serious at the game, you only have like 2.5 hours left if you're in a good scenario. And then I actually found that nearly all of my opponents took 45 minutes for their first turns of the game. And that means that if I also do the same, then we only have 1 hour left for the remainder 5 turns of the game. So if you then go for a half an hour second turn, then you're already finished, basically. So that made it a bit of a less enjoyable experience to me personally. However, well, it also changes the way that you look at these tournaments and what you should or should not bring maybe in your army. And it also led me to realize that I shouldn't be the one to make rash decisions in my games. Because, well, 3 of my games I won with a 15-5, and I was quite happy about that. 2 of my games I got completely tabled just because I made just a crucial mistake. So this is the one that I took a picture of. So this is the one that I can talk about. So in blue writing, you see on the right that there's knights written there with an arrow. This is indicating where my electoral cavalry were positioned. So this is my big knight block that I play in my ATC army with some characters, with cavalry picks, with everything that they need. And during my turn, I thought, or well, during my opponent's turn, basically, I thought that my heavy infantry were in the flank of the griffin that's in the back. That was his mage. And so I was declaring charges. I didn't check properly. And they turned out to be in the front. But as you can see, it was quite a... Yeah, it was questionable whether it was flank or front, and it turned out to be in the front. This led to the fact that my knights who were charging into the line guard on the flank, that they could only fit 3 models, and then I went in. My opponent didn't have a prince in there for the bodyguard, so I could charge in the flank and then break him quite easily if I had my full unit. In this scenario, I made him test on a -6, so on discipline 4, and he made a check, and that basically turned around the game. So if I just had done something else with the heavy infantry, like also charged the Lion Guard or something, just something else, then I would have broken him. I would have had the overrun into the Prince on the Griffin, and life would have been way better for me. So yeah, this is maybe a bit of a learning part for myself, that if your opponent takes a very long time to do his turns, then I should also just take a very long time for my turns and not really care about the time. It's a bit of a, to me, it's a bit of a sad moral of the story. Um, but yeah, if that is what the game is going towards, then sure. Yeah, generally I would say that the event was organized in a very good way. So thank you, Frederick, for organizing and all the pain and effort that you put into the organization. And I would really love to come by again next year. And with that, I will finish this video and see you next time.